and a very warm welcome to the research conference of the 7th Agriculture, Nutrition and Health Academy Week. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you here to this event and to what promises to be a really exciting few days ahead. My name is Joe, and I want to say a massive thank you for joining us from wherever you are joining, whether it's online around the world or whether it's any of our in-person hybrid watch party events that we're trialing for the first time in the UK, in South Africa and in Nigeria. We are really excited to have you here, and we hope that you'll be able to throw yourself into whatever the week has on offer. I think there's something for everyone, and yeah, whether it's in person or online or both, help us to experiment with this new hybrid format, and we'll see what we can all learn together. I think it's fair to say that we can all reflect on this era that we're living in, which is demonstrating without doubt just how fragile people's access to safe, nutritious, affordable food is, and how precarious people's lives are at the moment. And by extension, how fragile potentially our food systems are, and how much work there is to be done to ensure that we continue to make gains and that we do not lose sight of the gains that have been made up until this point, which are alarmingly, very realistically under threat right now for so many people. I think it's important for us to reflect on the multiple shocks that have taken place over the past few years, the cumulative effect of these, as well as the cumulative effect of the climate crisis that conspires together to create these vulnerabilities. So we need to think in different ways together. We need to continue to talk and create dialogue and spaces. And this is very much what the ANH Academy has always been about since its beginning, as a place to foster collaboration, to welcome new voices, to create platforms that are equitable and just, and to break down all sorts of barriers that have existed in the past that have been blockers on solutions for problems both old and new. And so with that, I'd like to say that this year's event is absolutely testament to taking on these challenges and to not shying away from some of the most important topics of the day. And as you'll see from the program, which we'll discuss a little bit later, there is truly something touching upon every single part of the system that we think as a collective we can improve for people and planet. So before I hand over to our two other speakers to welcome you further and to go through some of the ways in which you can really engage in a program and maximize your interaction, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background on the ANH Academy and a little bit of an update on some of the exciting things that have happened since we've last met, and showcase some of the ways that you can continue to get involved above and beyond this Academy Week. So in case you weren't aware, the Academy is one of the work streams of a program called AMANA, which stands for Innovative Methods and Metrics for Agriculture and Nutrition Actions. AMANA is co-funded by FCDO and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and is now in its second phase. And its core aim is to accelerate progress on tools, data, and capacity needed to guide evidence-based policy in agriculture, food systems for nutrition and health. The Academy is one of the core work streams, this global network of researchers, practitioners, and policymakers, but it is also accompanied by two other work streams, a competitive grants program and a fellowships program, which is run from Tufts University. The Academy has 4 interlinking goals. The first is to build an interdisciplinary community to share innovative research in agriculture and food systems to improve nutrition and health, to stimulate the development and harmonization of new types of research at the frontiers of what we might traditionally think are ANH domains, and to help strengthen the capacity of the research community to undertake these types of cross-cutting and novel endeavors. And finally, equally as important, is to ensure that this research doesn't gather dust on shelves and that it is taken up in research, in programs and policies, so that, importantly, it can be translated into action. I'm glad to say that the Academy membership is growing year on year, and by virtue of being here at the Academy Week, you will be members yourself, and we thank you for being active in this community. We have over 6,000 people across the world, more than half of whom are based in Africa and Asia, over 140 countries represented, And really the ethos of the Academy is in its diversity and it's in inclusion. It is by definition meant to be multidisciplinary, intersectoral and equitable, and we really do have a Big Tent ethos. So if you're interested in this, or if you know people interested in this, please do encourage them to join and be active members. The Academy has multiple different activities and initiatives within it. Here in the middle, you'll see the Academy Week that you're taking part in. That's our flagship gathering every year. But we also have technical working groups. We have support centers for agriculture, nutrition researchers and practitioners. We also develop various capacity strengthening activities and initiatives and a mentoring scheme. And above and beyond all of this, underpinning it, you could say, is a multitude of global partnerships and an online platform that's designed specifically to foster this type of interaction. A few words on our technical working groups. As you can see, these are based around various different topics that may be of interest to you, that typically are cross-cutting, where people, researchers and practitioners have different ideas from different perspectives. And the goal of the technical working groups is to synthesize these experiences from different perspectives, particularly around methods and metrics, but also around pushing the needle forward or moving the needle in the ways in which we can collaborate more systematically to make progress in different domains. I'm very glad to say that in addition to the well-established working groups that you see on the left-hand side, we've got 2 new working groups to announce that have been recently formulated or in their nascent stages. One is the political economy of agri-nutrition. Please look out later this week for a blog on that, and you can visit our website to see more information. But also you're going to hear about immediately after this session a new working group that's just being developed or in its development stages on equity in research and practice. And that is a hugely important topic that we're very excited to be working on. The ANH Academy has always been able, because of its diversity and because of this global community, to listen and learn about new ways or new topics that may be at the frontiers of what we might consider to be food systems and health research. And whether it's through webinar series or through original research or through co-creating events at the Academy Weeks and sessions, we've been able to, with the help of the membership, really push the boundaries of what is considered these domains of interest. And these are just some of the areas you'll see in front of you that, where we see the Academy playing an important role in this respect. And we hope that if you see anything you're interested in, you'll find content throughout the Academic Week or throughout different parts of the Academy that you can get involved with and contribute to, because again, that's really the ethos of this network. I want to say a few words about how the Academy is continuing to support researchers, practitioners and educators around the world through various different initiatives. First and foremost, I want to draw your attention to something called Scanner. I'm hoping many of you will know about this already. We had a very big learning lab on it last week that had a huge turnout. But basically, the Scanner is the support center for agriculture and nutrition research. It's a place where you can come with your potential research ideas and you can find ways to approach those, whether it's finding methods that might be appropriate or identifying where data may exist and how you can manage that and how you can communicate it. It's an absolute wealth, a resource to really dig into, and a one-stop shop. So please have a look and get in touch if you've got any ideas or queries. The second thing I want to talk about is the Curriculum Enrichment Working Group, which has been very active over the past 2 years in trying to understand what types of support lecturers around the world might need or might like in teaching more interdisciplinary. In light of what we found through the needs assessment, we have developed an online teaching resource center where you can upload and share your resources that other people can adapt in different contexts, so you can access those. But also something we're very excited about is a series or a suite of open access teaching materials that we have developed through the Academy and that will be rolled out later this year, and they can be adapted according to your own context, and that some training will be available for people who are interested in using these where you are. So please do stay tuned for that. Finally, we have a very active mentoring scheme with over 25 pairs now interacting and working with one another. So we'll be relaunching this again for a second round, probably later this year or possibly early in 2023. So please watch this space if you're interested in being a mentor or a mentee, because there will be opportunities coming along. So all there is to say, for me to say about the Academy now, is that please get involved. Beyond the Academy Week, please come get in touch with us, share your tools, share what you've learned, your experiences, your evidence in webinars, blogs, news. We are very happy to support dissemination of research and in the ethos of all continually learning and sharing together. And you can find us at these different outlets, Twitter and our website and email. So with that, I'd like to draw your attention back to the event at hand, the Academy Week. We are very, very pleased. It's been an absolutely delightful experience to work with our co-hosts this year who are in South Africa. Some of you who've been attending the Academy Week since its early phases will know that we rotated it between Africa and Asia each year. And this year, we were fortunate enough to collaborate with colleagues in South Africa. I'm going to say a little bit more about that in a minute. But this is the history of the Academy Weeks. We began in 2016 in Ethiopia, and then Nepal, Ghana, India. And in 2020, we had big plans for it to be in Malawi, but then of course, COVID-19 came along and we had our first online conference. But we still co-host in 2021 with Pakistan, and we were lucky enough to attract almost 1,000 people into the live events in both of those years online. And as we move through the Academy Weeks, we always try to learn, and with your help, with the feedback you provide, we try to innovate in different ways. We've, as I said, rotated between Africa and Asia each year to expand participation and increase equity of participation in science, which, as we all know, has suffered. So many people have not been able to participate over the years in different types of forums. In 2018 and 2019, we tried to adopt plastic-free conferences, and we would have continued that had COVID-19 pandemic not came along. But in 2020, we of course moved online, like so many conferences, and we spent some time really analysing that transition, and we've written that up into a paper in case anyone is interested. That's available on our website. We want to continually try to learn more about this transition. What does it mean? What does participation in online forums actually mean when it comes to equity and inclusion? Does it really translate to people being able to participate more or in more meaningful ways? And that's what we'll be exploring in a new paper coming out that uses the data from last year's events. And this year, we're trialing hybrid events for the first time, and we hope that you will bear with us and work with us to really maximize the benefit to this. And yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens, right? So a few words on our partners this year. As I said, we are delighted to be co-hosting with colleagues and partners from across Africa, but with a special focus on South Africa, where we are partnering with Stellenbosch University and the Southern African Food Lab, but more also on a broader continental level. We are lucky to have the African Economic Research Consortium as our partners, as well as the Meals for NCDs and FERN program, and the African Nutrition Society, with whom we have coordinated and collaborated on so many activities in the past. And there'll be more about that soon. I couldn't possibly close this talk without mentioning what happened last week, which was the interactive learning labs. We had 15 labs with over 1,500 cumulative participations during that program. And it is absolutely astonishing every year to us, just the goodwill that exists in this community and the sense of collaboration that's bubbling under the surface. And this is indicated, reflected each year by the fact that we have so many facilitators who take part and give up their time, expertise, knowledge, and skills to design and develop and deliver these learning labs. So 77 facilitators from 29 different institutions, and a huge number of support staff and volunteers, people who put this program together. So a massive, massive thank you for everyone who took part in that. As you might have seen from our online offerings, we've had some wonderful, beautiful creations that have depicted those learning labs, and we'll be continuing to do that this week. So please watch out. This is our way of trying to break through some of the very dense noise that's online. And we hope, if you're watching any event and you're interested in putting something like this together, please let us know, and we'd be glad to publish it in our daily digests. Just a final word on how this comes about every year. I think you may appreciate, if you've been involved in events, that it is a huge effort to get a conference off the ground, and it's the sum of so many parts. And in this case, we have various committees. We have a scientific committee with 45 members from around the world to give up their time to score abstracts and to guide us in what we should include in the program. We have an organizing committee with 33 people from 7 countries around the world who are the engine room of the event, who design everything from the communications to the Zoom, everything like that. And we have this year a special South African advisory committee from people across the country who are really crafting the offering that is going to be taking place on Wednesday, which we are really excited about too. And of course, you all who are joining, this wouldn't be an event without the speakers, the panelists, the session chairs, and the participants. So a massive thank you for returning to the Academy Week, or for coming for the first time if this is your first event. And so with this, I am really pleased now to introduce Professor Liam Smith, who is the Director of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and who is with us today to offer a welcome message. And Liam, can I invite you to turn your camera on, please?
Thank you, Joe, and welcome everyone on behalf of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine and all the partners who have really contributed so much to this. Welcome to this 7th Annual Agriculture, Nutrition and Health Academy Week. And I think this event really couldn't come at a more significant time. We find ourselves in the world facing so many challenges, and food security, agriculture, nutrition are so central to so many of those, whether that's the political landscape, climate change, the economic shifts, conflicts we see around the world going on, all presenting major challenges to food security, to agriculture and nutrition, but also it's a two-way thing. Again and again, we see that what people eat, their nutrition, and obviously stemming from agriculture, is so fundamental to their health and resilience. And that really, if we're going to produce a better world and a world that can be resilient to the many shocks and the increasing shocks that are coming our way, we're going to need people who have good nutrition as an absolute foundation of good health, both at an individual level, but also at a societal level. A word on LSHTM and the Academy's sort of aligned strategies and values. And I'm really sort of delighted to see the Academy really taking forward this whole agenda that's so close to my heart and that of the school and its strategic mission over the next 10 years, to focus on the health challenges facing the world, focus on the opportunities to improve those, focus on high quality research and training and capacity and building the next generation, and doing that in a way that is based on equity and equitable partnerships. And for me, that means that equitable partnerships are ones, of course, based on trust and based on mutual respect, but partnerships are about people coming together and working together to tackle an important issue, where by coming together, they produce more than they would have working apart. And in that partnership, based on trust, based on respect, people bring different skills, they bring different levels of leadership, and where the work needs to be done by the people best equipped to do it, and the funding obviously has to follow that work, and where there's always an element of building capacity and building expertise for the future, which is so important in any sustainable partnership. So I think these central values and this central way of working is so critical for the Academy, and it is very, very aligned where I want to see the school going and how I want us to see us moving over the coming year. And it's really exciting to see this week, this really positive picture of a sort of active and inspired global community coming together generating evidence, collaborating, tackling the key problems facing our planet, and in a sustainable way. It's just fantastic to see. A quick little advert for the school. There is a relevance to this in that a lot of what we do, what we're trying to achieve, and the central mission of the school is to improve human health. So it's all about having impact, and delighted to say that in the recent UK government rankings for impact, the school was #1. And another quick advert is that I know that immediately following this session, there's going to be a discussion around inequities in publishing, which is obviously a really important topic. And I think it's going to be a great session. But I think really key to any equities in publishing is about open access and making and ensuring research is open access. And I was really interested in the Leiden rankings recently. They do a whole load of rankings of institutions around the world on publishing. And interestingly, the school came #1 in the world. And interestingly, a lot of British institutions led the way. But I think making sure that published articles and science and information is freely available is absolutely critical to underpinning inequities. I can also highlight we were #1 in the UK for percentage with female authorship. And then we were also #1 in something that haven't quite understood yet, in that we were #1 for including collaborators who were more than 5,000 kilometers away from the main institution. I'm still not quite sure what it means, but I'll take it because we were #1, so I don't mind. So really delighted that this Academy is hosting this with key partners in South Africa and indeed across the wider continent. I think it really is a great model to see. You've got an exciting few days ahead. I hear that there'll be poetry coming live from the Western Cape on Wednesday, which sadly I'll be in clinic, so I won't be able to hear it live, but I'm going to check it out later. And on that, I am just delighted to be opening this research conference, the 7th Agriculture, Nutrition and Health Academy Week, wishing you really all the best for the days ahead, and have a great time, and look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Liam. And with that, we're going to hand over now to Jocelyn Kathembe, who is the chair of the organising committee for the ANH 2022. And Jocelyn's going to take us through a little guided tour on what's on offer and how you can maximise the week ahead of you. So yeah, don't miss this part.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Liam, for that wonderful introduction to the ANH Academy Conference Week. So this year, our research conference program covers 6 plenary discussions, 9 parallel oral sessions, 3 live posters, and 14 side events across 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So each day follows the same cadence. We'll begin each conference day with the plenaries. So with the plenary sessions, we aim to spark discussions about important topics in the field. Today, we will start with inequities in academic publishing, getting into issues of power and progress. So don't miss tomorrow morning's keynote speech by Achille Mbembe and a discussion on children and the right to food in South Africa during the afternoon. Finally, on Thursday morning, we will dive into the exciting topics of food systems and circular economics. After a quick break each day, we shall have poster sessions, which you won't want to miss. This will be fun and fast-paced, giving an opportunity for presenters to give very short 1-minute flash talks and communicate their research effectively. Immediately following this, we have 30 minutes each day for poster viewing time, where you will join breakout sessions on Zoom to engage with our poster presenters and ask questions. These sessions have been hugely popular at past academic weeks, and we're excited to try this format for the first time at an online conference. Now, each day you can vote for your favorite poster. We will share the link to the vote in the chat box during the poster session. At the closing plenary on Thursday, we will award 3 prizes, 1 for each day's poster sessions. You can view all the posters in advance on the poster session pages on our website. So after we have the poster sessions, we will have parallel thematic sessions each day, which are our forum for traditional oral presentations. Parallel sessions will run concurrently with in-depth presentations showcasing the latest research. These sessions are where the niche discussions happen, connections are made, and new collaborations pop up. Following the parallel sessions, we will have a short break and then another conference-wide plenary session. Today's end-of-day plenary will delve into how researchers can challenge the expansion of ultra-processed foods This informal fireside chat will be a fantastic opportunity to ask questions and engage with experts on commercial determinants of health in Latin America. The side events throughout the program, you can join us for some of them. They're very fun. They will be happening concurrently. And during these side events, you can meet new colleagues and learn about different areas of work in the ANH community. At the end of today, we look forward to delving into side events on new tools to monitor and benchmark population diet and measuring self-efficacy. Tomorrow morning and Thursday morning, you can look forward to more as per the side event program. We are very excited to announce that for the first time, we have live translation in French for all plenary, parallel, and poster presentation sessions. During the Zoom session, if you'd like to join the French channel, click the interpretation button at the bottom of your screen and select French. We created guidelines for accessing live translation. Please find this at the bottom of our FAQ page and let us know if you have any questions. We hope this new feature will improve the reach and accessibility of the Academy Week. Those of you who do use the live translation would love to hear your feedback. Please note the side events and the poster viewing breakout rooms will not be translated. Regarding our website, we encourage you to check out our new revamped website, where you can find all resources related to ANH 2022 and much more. On the website, you will find the complete interactive program for this week. You can explore the sessions, you can search for keywords, and you can add them to your calendar. Make sure you're logged into your ANH account to access the program. Zoom links can be found at the bottom of each page within the program. Because you're an ANH Academy member, you have access to our extensive members database, where you can explore and connect with more than 6,000 plus ANH Academy members working in various disciplines across the world. The website is designed to facilitate engagement with members before, during, and after the conference. You can click on session speakers' photos, and that will enable you to send them a message if you'd like to have a one-on-one communication with them. We also recommend you update your profile, including your profile picture. You know, we all want to put a face to the name, so that would be really nice. So please go to our website, explore, and please get in touch with us if you face problems accessing your ANH account. On our social media toolkit on the website, this will allow us to connect with each other on the social media platforms. Please share your reflections, your questions, and your excitement using the social media tags. Whenever you post, use official hashtag and handle for the conference, which are hashtag ANH2022 and at ANH_Academy. We will amplify your posts and feature them in our daily digests. If you need ideas or guidance, we have social media toolkits, which you can find on our website. So this year, we're excited to announce that we have 3 watch parties taking place throughout the week. The first will be held tomorrow in South Africa, where our partners at Stellenbosch University will be streaming 2 plenary sessions live for all of us to participate in. And those are the keynote and the panel on the right to food. The other 2 watch parties will be held on Thursday by our colleagues at Bells University in Nigeria and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine in the UK. And last but not least, at the end of the conference, we will send out a post-conference participant survey. Please take the time to respond and help us keep improving the Academy Week. And on that note, I wish you a very productive conference with exciting and encouraging discussions and exchange of knowledge. Thank you.